I'm a public servant. I issue Australian passports.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've done it for 17 years. I don't mind my job, actually. I like the people I work with, but the thing that keeps me there is the posting. You can get a posting overseas.
Yes.
And I've never taken advantage of it. But even if I'm just about to leave the public service, I think to make it my swan song, I'll actually go and take a posting.
All right.
But I've just let it pass by because I've had quite a good life here and just enjoyed things what I've been doing.
Are you married? The equivalent.
Yeah, I'm married.
Yes.
But I'm no longer with my husband. So,
Oh, I see, I see, right. Was that something that kept you here?
Yes, it was.
Your
I'm now
husband
free to do as I please, which is a little bit daunting, but I may well pursue that channel now. So, see
How
what
long have you been free to do as you choose?
2 months.
Oh, it's fairly recent.
Yeah, fairly
Right.
recent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things.
Your decision or his?
No, not my decision. Yeah, just his decision. So now I guess life's going to be exciting, mainly because I don't know what I'm going to do. So
You don't know the next step?
No. I mean, you plod along doing the same thing for years and you sort of think, well, this is the way it's going to be. But now it's just open and it's sort of, it's a terrible but a great feeling at the same time.
Yeah.
So
It's like the thrill of jumping off somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, in a way. I'd never bungee jump, but I think it's close to it.
This is what you're doing emotionally now.
Yeah, exactly.
Emotional bungee jumping.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think it came to an end, though? I mean, was it just that you were incompatible and didn't...
Oh, no, we were compatible, but the trouble with us was we just lived our own lives. We haven't got kids, and we were two single people trying to live a life together, and it sort of just didn't work that way, I guess.
How long had you been together?
10 years. Yeah. A long time.
Yeah.
But we both avidly pursued our own sort of lifestyle in that time, and that's what happened.
And so was it a conscious decision not to have children?
Yeah, it was conscious because he already had two and one came to live with us, and that made it more conscious, and that we wouldn't have any, and that's the way it's always been.
Why did that make it more so? What was it about having...
Oh, it was just having a 16-year-old in the house that I thought, gee, I've had one. I don't think I'd ever want another one in the house again. But, I mean, he was only 16 at that time, and now everything's fine.
How did you meet him?
Arm wrestling for ports at a party. So, yeah.
Who won?
I didn't win, but he let me win, so, yeah.
For a glass of port?
Yeah, that's right. That's how I met him.
And did you follow it up, or did he?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what did you do? How did you do that?
Well, I was actually going out with someone else at the time, and it was all a big schmozzle. There was a party at my house, and he was a friend of my boyfriend's at the time. He came round. There was a fight, and this guy broke it up, and I thought, oh, how good of him to do that. And I called him up and said, do you want to go out? And that was the end of that. I moved in
right.
3 months later. So.
But where did the arm wrestling bit come in? That came in earlier.
Oh yeah, well he didn't have much port left, and there was a lot of people at the party, and he said, well, you know, if you want to drink, you'll have to come and arm wrestle me for one, because I've got none left. So that's what he did. And I scored a drink maybe because he must have thought I was all right, because I certainly didn't win, that's for sure.
It's a novel way of meeting people.
Oh yes, definitely, I recommend it.
Do you want to meet someone else?
Nah, I'm going home to Mum and Dad for a while just to be miserable, and then when I get over that, I'll, I don't know, I do get out and about a lot, and there may be the good...
Set up an arm wrestling table in the mall.
That's right.
How old are you?
38.
38?
Yeah.
So you've got quite a fair amount of time left issuing passports. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah. Not forever, no, but I can't be a real go-getter because I've been saying that for the last 10 years out of 17 and I haven't moved. So I'll probably still be there till I'm 55, who knows, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I tend to think that I'd like to get around and even move out of Adelaide, but I'm dead scared of doing it. So I've never moved. It's just stay here and plod along. And what you know is nice and safe, so that's the way it is, I guess.
What are some of your favourite things?
Travel. If I can get out of work, step on a plane and go wherever, I don't care. If I sit in an airport, I'm happy. As long as I'm not at home.
What's your name?
Lynn.
Lynn.
Lynn Mills. I've just changed it.
From what?
Collier.
Why did you change it?
Well, because of mine as a husband now, and everybody calls me by my nickname, and it's Millsy.
Millsy.
Yeah, it's a good drinker's name. So
is port still your favourite drink?
No,
Perhaps not.
I got very ill on that, so that's gone. No, I've really come down these days. I don't drink too much. Brandy's probably my favourite, but I don't drink like I used to, so behave myself. I got caught for drink driving this year, so I've really come down.
We couldn't go past you and not say hello. Who's your friend?
Buffy the Surfing Rabbit. Haven't you seen her on TV?
No, I haven't.
I went on Talk to Animals, Totally Wild, all around the world.
Does he?
She?
Does she succeed someone? Was there someone before her?
Nah, she's the original, mate.
She's the original.
Only surfing rabbit throughout the world. She's recognised as the world's only surfing rabbit.
And she's pretty happy to just sit on your shoulder.
She's happy as Larry, mate.
Is she happy to surf as well?
She's contented to surf. She took to it like a duck does the water.
Really? How did you find out? I mean, that's a novel thing to do. How did you put her on a surfboard?
Put her on a surfboard. As I said, she took to it like a duck does the water.
Where did you get her?
From a Christian lady. She's a social worker, as I'm a street person, was a street person. And now she got me the surfing rabbit. Well, got me the rabbit, and now she's a surfing rabbit. But I'm off the grog. I've been off the grog 13 years now, and I've been off the drugs 2 years.
You look pretty well.
My oath I am. Thanks to Buffy.
You reckon?
I know it is.
Really?
She's been mate. She doesn't bark, she doesn't talk, and she doesn't meow. She listens to all my troubles, mate.
Do you eat together?
We eat together. She eats strawberries, though.
Yeah? Well, that's all right.
My oath.
Do you eat strawberries?
I eat. What do I eat? I eat for the hamburgers, mate. Look. Oh, no. We look at that.
And Buffy doesn't?
Buffy, no, she eats the good stuff, mate. I was on the Manly Ferry the other day coming over the city, and this American lady came up to me and she said, can I take your picture? I said, go for your life, love. She said, back home we see nothing about Australia. She said, but I've seen you on television twice. People come up to me from Italy, Germany, you name it, South Africa, all over the world. They come up to me and they've seen her on television.
What were you doing down here today, around the quay?
Well, I'm just travelling up the Hawkesbury River, just going camping with Buffy. Got my sleeping bag just down there, parked down there, and we go up the Hawkesbury River.
For a few days?
Yeah, a couple of days, just sleep under the stars.
And fish?
Fish, yep. And she's my buddy.
And you're not going to shoot any rabbits?
No way, mate. Okay, cheers. Hey, Buffy. How's that? Good.
You live around here?
Yes.
Have you been a resident here for a long time?
About 8 years.
Yeah? How do you like it?
Love it.
Why?
It's very, very convenient. Somebody like me.
What do you mean?
I don't have a car.
I see.
I don't want to drive a car. So I
You've
find
never
that-
driven a car?
Oh yes, I sold it last year.
Uh-huh.
Decided that it wasn't necessary to have one.
What part of Sydney did you live in before?
Was raised in Bondi and moved out to near Liverpool about 1940. Married and lived in all sorts of places. And I've come back here to the inner North Shore, which once upon a time would have been regarded as very déclassé. But now, of course, it's the home of yuppiedom. It's convenient.
How you've adapted to living on your own after living with a family for much of your life?
I went back to university in 1978, got a degree and did a PhD. And having finished that, I'm now rather enjoying not having deadlines to meet. So,
why did you do that? Is that something you'd wanted to do before? The degree?
I had gone to university straight from school, left that to get married, and always regretted that I lost opportunities.
And tell me, when you went back to uni, what were some of the things that you found as a mature age student? Did you find it quite easy? Did you fit in?
It was like going home in a way. Challenging, because I'd been housewife and mother for 30 years, and it really required me to become a subordinate again. But that I enjoyed meeting the young people, made lots of very good friends, and quite a rejuvenating experience that was.
And the purpose of the PhD, did you have an ulterior motive with that? Or just
Originally I had thought that it would get me back into the workforce because I found myself unemployable at over 50, even with a good degree, and so I was advised, well, get a PhD, you know, at your age, my dear, that's the only thing that will do you any good. So I started that, but various things intervened, and it took me longer to finish than I had planned, so by that time it became almost irrelevant as to what I'd intended to do with it. But
you enjoyed the process, the studying?
Yes, and a great sense of satisfaction. I finished it. And I think what I found out was actually quite worthwhile, but whether it will be read beyond the library shelves, I don't know.
And what other interests do you have?
Reading, painting, writing.
What medium do you paint in?
Mostly oils, but I've only taken that up again after years of working in other fields, so it's rediscovering. But I enjoy doing that.
What sort of subjects do you paint?
Surrealist.
You wouldn't show us any, would you? If we asked really nicely?
It's a dream sequence, really, and I have a problem getting these little figures to look like paper coming out. So I'm redoing this one, trying to work it out.
And what's this on the fountain?
Well, after I did it, I realised that there's something a little bit Freudian there. That's the sign of Artemis.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so which Diana was the huntress, and often identified with Artemis. So
with your name being Diana?
A bit Freudian there.
Yes. And we're in search of people who can tell us about the meaning of life and things like that. Are you a deep thinker?
Well, I'm not... I don't know how to respond to that.
Just kidding, just kidding. What do you do?
I'm an organist.
What sort of job is that? I mean, what does it involve in terms of day-to-day work?
Have a lot of services to play for on the weekends mainly,
yes.
Of course, and we have funerals and other services throughout the week which I'm involved with.
So you work pretty well every day, but not normal hours?
No, that's right.
Right.
Yeah, and I supplement that with concert work and teaching as well.
Right. And is teaching organ, is that, I mean, I don't mean to be unkind to your pupils, but how trying is that?
I teach them on piano, put it that way. Yeah, it makes it easier.
I see. It makes it easy for you.
Yeah, and to learn.
And to learn.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
So when they progress to the organ, is it a bit of a jump for them? Or
It is, yeah. It's good to have an organ like this church has because it's a very simple action, very small organ. And,
have you just come from there?
Yeah.
You couldn't show us?
Sure,
Could
I'd
you?
love to.
Oh, please.
Great.
It's a very attractive church.
1853.
1853.
And the organ was built in 1867.
Great, let's have a look.
All right.
What got you interested in organ music?
Years ago, my father was choir master to St. John's in Wahroonga, and I used to just go along. And the organist knew I was a pianist and asked me to, if I was interested, he gave me some organ tuition, and that's how it started.
And then did you learn organ at the conservatorium, or did you have a special tutor?
I studied piano and voice at the conservatorium. Basically, apart from those few lessons, I made the transition by myself.
And you sing as well?
Yeah.
You're a...
Tenor.
Are you? I wouldn't have guessed that.
Dramatic tenor.
Uh-huh. Apart from the church music that you play, obviously, what are the pieces that you particularly like on the organ?
I like a lot of transcriptions of orchestral music. When you've got a nice big instrument like the town hall or something, you can really go to town with them, you know.
This is somewhat smaller.
Yes. Well, this has got 18 stops. The
Yeah.
town hall is 126. So
That gives us some idea.
whistling and
And is there any volume control?
no.
No. So
But it's done in other ways. There's a swell box. So the second manual up here, the swell, has all its pipes in a special box, and that's controlled by this mechanism down here, which opens and closes the box.
right.
So you get this effect. Sort of.
You have a kind of volume control.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And it basically the sound just builds up from small to loud.
Do you remember what you wanted to be when you were at school?
Well, I always wanted to be a biscuit maker. It didn't turn out that way.
There's still hope for you. You're young enough. Should you wish to pursue that career?
Yes, there is this song.
You probably have other interests.
Yes, I'm a passionate photographer and reading. I read a lot of novels.
You're not married?
No.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is she an organist?
No, she's an opera singer.
She's an opera singer. Have you ever accompanied her?
Oh yes. Together a lot.
Are you a double act?
we sometimes are.
Yes. When was the last performance?
Last Wednesday at a restaurant in Darlinghurst, Alfredo's. We have an opera night there, which I organise, and she sang there and I played.
And they feed you?
Yes, yes. Another one of my passions.
Rachel, and this is my friend Pauline, and I want to be an artist.
I'd rather not. I don't like talking to you. Is this recording right now?
I'm Jodie and I enjoy dancing.
I'm a leech, mate.
My name's Ez and I like U2.
And Jake Appleby.
And Jake Appleby. Definitely going to be a chili, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning, madam. I wonder if I could ask you what you think your best attributes are.
Being kind to people,
Yeah?
mainly.
Do you get a chance to do that a lot?
Yes, I
Yeah?
do, yes. Yeah.
Professionally or personally?
Personally now, I used to be professionally.
What was the profession?
I was an entertainer,
What sort of entertainer?
singer-dancer.
What part did you play in Noel's career? How did you work together? Did you provide, other than support?
That's a hard one. I was there.
You were there.
So you haven't said what you did, so I can't sort of...
Well, tell us what you did.
Guess. It's a hard one. I was a female impersonator.
That's what you were alluding to, that it's...
Yes, she
Yes,
helped me
that's
to
what I
dress.
Right. In those days, that was a different...
That was a no-no.
That was a very different...
Oh, yes, it wasn't a drag queen. Don't ever
Right.
call me that, mate.
Right.
I was a female impersonator. I de-wigged, I de-fronted, dropped everything, you know. I mean, I'm as I am now. But I also did a straight act as well.
Tell us a little bit about how your show differed from what people see today?
Well, I was a contortionist, a singer. I never mimed. I sang in my own voice, not a woman's voice. But the illusion was there. The costumes were there. I changed 8 costumes in front of you in 35 minutes, but you never saw one come off. Being loose-jointed, not double-jointed, my arm could go right up my back and undo a zipper so fast, and the costume was just gone by the time you picked up a glass and put it down. I was in something else.
Because he was singing and telling jokes while he was doing this, and
Yes.
nobody noticed.
Well,
The costume was gone.
Yes, yeah.
And there'd be, what, 8 of those?
that's right.
And everybody go, oh!
Do you ever go and watch live shows?
No.
You haven't seen a
I
female
hate
in person, do you?
I'll be honest with you, I don't like female impersonators. I can't stand them.
Why?
Why? Because there's no female impersonators anymore. They've got their own boobs and their own businesses and so forth, and that's not me. I despise them, to be very honest with you. I'm not anti-gay, but I don't think that you should be what you're not. I wasn't trying to be anything. Mine was an illusion. So that's when the magic bit came in. But I was never called a drag act. I refer to myself as a drag act, but I don't like anybody else calling me that. I've got some morals and scruples, but a very dirty mind. You have to have.
And a pretty happy sort of life.
Yes,
Yeah, you had
very
a fulfilling
happy.
life.
And I'm an ex-tailor. I make all my wife's clothes. I make my own. As you can see, the ties and handkerchiefs match. It's not a gimmick. It's just the way we are. We've always been the same. I did everything I wanted to do, but there was lots of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't go for a swim and all that sort of thing because I had shaved legs, shaved chest, and that depressed me quite a bit when my mates used to go and I couldn't. I wouldn't, because I didn't want to be gawked at. You know?
Yeah. How long have you been married?
Faye and I have been married nearly 18 years. Faye is not my first wife.
You were married before?
Yes.
Had children?
No children. I've been married 4 times.
And you never had children?
No, because the life I led, I don't mean the entertainment life, travelling, how could you bring up a kid?
Yeah.
One of you had to stay home and I wouldn't go without my wife anywhere.
Yes.
And it still won't.
Yeah.
Although I'm going for a beer today, aren't I? For about a quarter of an hour, because she's meeting one of her personal friends that I don't particularly like, and I go to have a beer and go home.
Is he hard to live with?
Yes.
Yes.
Very.
Why?
Because he'll never forget the entertainment part of it. And it'll always come up. Anywhere we are, somewhere we'll go, there'll be somebody he'll have a conversation about it, or we'll go to a club, he'll get up and sing and dance there. There's always somebody that knows him, even in the street, they'll stop him. He is hard to...
But I mean...
Because he'd still like to be the entertainer, still.
Is he difficult to live with? In the sense, is he, moody?
Yes. Yes.
Temperamental like all artists?
Yes.
Brother, you'll
Yes.
pay for this.
Well, it's true.
But you've stuck to it?
Yes.
Why not?
Because
We
I
know
love
each
him.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like it all the time, just if
We do.
just
I'll tell you
time
this
to time.
much. If I had my life to live over again, on my honour, I mean this, I would never have married 4 times. I would have married once, and it would have been to Faye. I got all the good things now, when it's over for me. She got all the rotten things.
Actually, I knew Noel years and years before we were married. Years before.
Yes.
Years and years before.
And I couldn't stand her. She was my first wife's Avon lady.
And yours.
And I couldn't stand the sight of her.
What changed?
I came back to Australia after my 4th marriage, and I was at a club one night and with a knock on the dressing room door, and she said, "I bet you don't remember me," and all I could think of was Ding Dong, Avon. And it was one of my jokes in the show, and that's exactly what I said. I said, "I can't think of your bloody name, but it's Ding Dong Avon."
See,
and she said,
hadn't
"That's right,
forgotten me."
Faye." So that was it. Hope you're getting some damn good shots.
Life is extraordinary, isn't it?
Yes. I'm not like, what's his name, Julio Iglesias. Both sides are good with me.